My Little Pony is a popular toy line for girls, but there was one incident that will stay with me forever. I wish I had never done that to those two figures. It was August 24th, 2013, and I was in Toy World in Gladstone with my parents. I looked at some My Little Pony toys weeks after I started liking My Little Pony. I found a Rainbow Dash since he was my favorite character at the time. When I got home, I realized my parents got me a My Little Pony blind bag, which is a Wave 7 Crystal Empire wave, and I went to open it, but I got Rarity instead of Rainbow Dash. I was ticked off. I had a hiss fit saying, I want Rainbow Dash! The same day, I wanted to act like I never got the Rarity figure, so I buried it in one of the pots so it can decompose. However, I realized my mistake, so I found it and decided to keep it. Sometime in 2014, when my mom went to feed the cats, I decided to throw the Rarity figure away. I got my iPod, grabbed the Rarity toy, and filmed myself putting the figure in the bin. I felt proud of myself, but later realized I was being selfish, so Mom had to get it out for me. A couple of days, or weeks later, I heard my sister and dad saying that the Rarity figure is back in the house. I threw another hissy fit and cried, or fake cried. On the day after, I went to throw it out again, but later got it out because of my stupid selfishness. How would throwing a Rarity toy in the trash be selfish and arrogant? It's a bit confusing to me, Rowan. Please explain that in the comments. September 26, 2014. I had finished watching the box shows at the cinemas, and I found another My Little Pony blind bag at Kohl's. This time made by Tommy, which is a buildable variant, and I was expected to get a rainbow, and I expected to get a rainbow dash this time. When I opened it in the car, it was, unfortunately, a rarity. I threw another hiss fit saying I wanted rainbow dash. And on the day after, I thought of throwing it away in the bin. And Mom told me it is my choice, and I did. Now I am a teenager, and that has been 6 years since I threw that told me rarity figure away. And I'm starting to regret my selfishness over those two rarity figures. That morning, when I was eating breakfast, I noticed the rarity figure on the kitchen stove. It was laying down flat. I looked at it with guilt. I took my eyes off it. When I went to look at it again, she was standing tall, staring at me. I gave out a startled yell. Mom got out of the bathroom and asked me what was wrong. I told her I had a hallucination of a demonic magpie, which is a Australian bird, for those of you wondering. On the way to school on the bus, I saw a girl wearing a rarity shirt, and she was even holding a rarity toy. It made me tremble and shiver. Oh. I finally got to school. When I was doing English, I started to have more guilt, but I tried not to cry. My English teacher noticed I was looking pale, so she asked me why I looked that way. I didn't feel comfortable telling her about the rarity incident, so I lied to her saying, I have a bit of a fever. I didn't expect my teacher to give the office to give me a call home. So my mom picked me up and took me home. Mom told me she will be going to a friend's house, leaving me home alone. I went on my phone to listen and watch something to get my mind off of the incidents. When I took my eyes off my phone, I saw the rarity figure from Wave 7 of the regular blind bag series standing on my bed. I gasped and hyperventilated. The rarity figure said, I wanted it all from a mouth, red, not hate. Blarg. I told her, listen, I'm sorry. I said I've never done that. Do you remember what you did to her? Blarg? Ooh. Another rarity figure popped up on my bed. It was the Tommy buildable variant. She was scorched, was missing the hair pieces, and had a missing leg. I had a tear running down my face. I, I will make you pay for what you did to me in September of 2014. Blarg. The Tommy rarity figure said, to be honest, while you were away at school, I snuck to the Gladstone City dump and found your toy victim, Blarg. Wave 7 rarity figure revealed. I was scared that I tried to run for my life, but the two rarity figures leaped onto me and pinned me down. Tommy Rarity grabbed me outside to the bin for payback. I struggled, then I broke free. I tried to run and hide from him. I hid in the bushes. I didn't know what to do to stop him from trying to kill me, so I went back to the house and grabbed out a knife. Then I found a big rock. As the two rarity figures looked For me, I took off my school uniform and fled the bus I was hiding in. They saw my uniform and I snuck up behind them and dropped the rock on them. As I pulled up the rock, they were stunned, and I cut them all apart. They were no longer moving. They had died. I was lucky that they won't try to kill me anymore, but I started to sob quietly at what I had done. Instead of putting them in the bin, I buried them so no one will notice. Mom called me saying she is on her way back. As he got home, she noticed I was looking pale, as my eyes were puffy from my quiet sobbing while she was away. I lied to her saying I got exhausted from exercise. I can't believe a toy just came to life. If you ever open a blind bag and get a figure that you weren't expecting to get and didn't want, don't throw it in the bin.